Turn the calendar to 2015. HETV's coverage of the game of the week brings you to William Fremd High School inside the gymnasium, and a decorated one, to say the least. Eric O'Brien and Jael Lorenzi. The last 2 days, school has been canceled due to Arctic temperatures. Wind chills reaching as low as 30 below zero. It's back in session today, and so the 10-3 Fremd Vikings will welcome in the 6-7 Schaumburg Saxons. Now I'll bring in my partner, Jael. The last time we saw Schaumburg, it was the first game of our season, and they took down Conant. What does Coach Marty Manning's team have to do to stay in the ball game tonight?
Well, they're not really a physical bunch, but they have to stay true to their identity. They're a gritty team. They hustle, and they play really well defensively. What they're going to need to do is not get out-muscled in this game by Ryan Kraske and the Fremd Vikings.
For those Fremd Vikings, same thing, another year. 28-1 last year for a championship. They look like the favorites early on. We know they're going to shoot it from the outside like they did the last broadcast we had at Conant. Who do we need to keep an eye on tonight?
Well, you have Sleewall, who the last time had 16 points and hit the game-winning 3. You want to watch out for him. Ryan Kraske also comes up big. He's good on the boards, and they're going to have to keep him off the glass.
Fremd Vikings, Schaumburg Saxons. Starting lineups are coming up next.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave over the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Tonight's contest is being conducted according to the rules and bylaws of the Illinois High School Association. The coaches, players, and officials are dedicated to conducting this contest within the framework of the rules. We anticipate our fans' words and actions will reflect this same positive behavior and example. And now let's meet tonight's starting lineup for our Men's Suburban League West contest between the Schaumburg Saxons and your Fremd Vikings. For the Saxons, a senior guard, 6 foot, number 12, Charlie Quilico. And for the Vikings, a senior guard, 6 foot, number 14, Zach Schofstall. For the Saxons, a 6 foot junior guard, number 15, Jason Shute. And for the Vikings, a 6'3" senior guard, number 23, Xavier Williams. For Schaumburg, a 6'1" senior forward, number 24, Connor Garrity. And for the Vikings, a 6 foot junior guard, number 30, Peyton Kim. officials are Chuck Gonzalez, Bill DePue, and Mike Snodgrass.
We are set to go from center court. It'll be Xavier Williams and Charlie Quilico for the tip. And it is controlled by Peyton Kim for Fremd. Fremd attacking to your left of your screen. Wide open underneath, that was easy.
Ryan Kraske from Patrick
And right away, Ryan Kraske, who we talked about early on the board.
And they don't want to get him going early. I mean, Schaumburg doesn't want him to run wild and get those easy putbacks like that.
Schaumburg will be going to your right. Schaumburg in maroon, or if you want to call that cardinal, I guess. Gold trim and a little bit of white on there as well. Fremd, white on white, green trim. Turnover gave the ball to the Fremd Vikings. And Jael, looking back at our tape, we saw a lot of unforced errors from Schaumburg. Right away, we see one on the first possession.
Yeah, they got to do a better job of taking care of the ball.
Oh, baby, Patrick Benka from the outside. Do it, big man.
And that's what they do. They're good, a good outside shooting team, good fundamentally sound basketball team.
Number 33 in white, the 6'7", 180-pound junior is a forward, but he shot it from the arc that time. You unlikely suspects. Eric rushing that time. 5-3, just a couple minutes into this ball game. Kraske missing underneath. Quilico on the rebound, and here comes Schaumburg. Quilico for three, short off the iron. Unable to save it was Connor Garrity. And the ball will go to the Fremd Vikings.
And Schaumburg seems content to just shoot from the outside, settling for the outside shot.
The man with the basketball, number 23, well, he just gave it off, but that's Xavier Williams. He was benched for just about the entire first half the last time that we saw Fremd. I don't think that'll happen again. Looking for him to play inspired. He is their leader. But Kraske so far, he has been the man.
Yeah, Xavier Williams in the last game that we covered against Conant got in early foul trouble, caught 2 fouls early in the first quarter and sat out most of that first entire half, as a matter of fact.
Fremd on top of Schaumburg, 7-3. 4 of those points from Mr. Ryan Kraske. Quilico again from the outside. 0 for 2.
And another outside shot that does not go in.
The Fremd Vikings are 10-3, 2-1 in the conference. The favorite early on. Schaumburg struggling a little bit. 6-7 record. Kraske passed up a wide open 3. Schofskel got a haircut since the last time we saw him. That's number 14 running around to the far corner of your screen. This is Kraske to his left. Giving an awful lot of traffic down there for Patrick Benka. We didn't see many minutes out of Benka the first time we watched Fremd.
No, he didn't play much. He plays limited minutes. Well, he did in that last game that we covered. But he's really effective in the little bit of time that he does have when he's in the game. Makes good decisions. And shoots a high percentage as well.
Quilico opting to not take that shot. Looked like he had a wide open lane.
In the paint, short jump shot, he should have just took it. Sometimes it doesn't pay to be unselfish. And in that particular case, that was proof of it.
Xavier Williams out to Peyton Kim. Looking for Kim underneath. Just could not get it to fall. And here comes Schaumburg. Quilico making some moves. Quilico underneath. And Quilico drawing the foul.
Good, strong move by Quilico. And they need him to be aggressive if they're going to have a chance in this game tonight.
2 shots for the Saxons, number 12, Charlie Quilico.
So Charlie Quilico to the line for the first time tonight. Makes the first of 2.
Marquise Woodard. And number 44, Latrell Washington.
Rushing will check out. In comes Marquise Woodard. One of 9 seniors on Schaumburg's squad. Quilico makes them both, and it is 7-5 in favor of Fremd. 3.5 to play in the first quarter. Here comes Williams on the baseline over a couple of defenders.
And he can create his own shot, whether driving to the basket or pulling up and hitting that jump shot.
I expect a huge game out of number 23. Suffocating defense here on the near side. And now Jason Shue gets in on the action.
15, Jason Shue.
And the lead is cut to 1.
Tightly contested game. Both teams hitting from the outside.
Patrick Benka, number 33, being very aggressive early on for Fremd. Here comes Shue. Nice move. Couldn't finish.
And Garrity steps out of bounds.
Foul number 33, Patrick Benka.
And Benka is going to pick up his first
And
foul.
for the Saxons, number 25.
And for that, he will get a breather.
Correction, foul on Benka.
Sort of like hockey, you got an entire line change coming out now.
35, James Cady.
Kraske, Benka, and Schofstel all check out. There's a 3 from Latrell Washington. Big man getting back down on defense. And a travel called on Schaumburg. Fremd, pardon me. Two and some change in the first quarter. Fremd up 9-8 against Schaumburg. And wave off that 3.
Demetrius Rambo's in the game for Schaumburg. And James Kading in the game for the Vikings.
Ramos had a nice stroke. It will all be for naught.
Interesting goggles or glasses that number 35 James Kading has, huh?
Oh, we remember that from the last broadcast. He's got those excellent specs down underneath number 35 in white does. Working against Latrell Washington. The number to keep an eye on, number 4, running to the far side of your screen. Has the ball over in the right wing. Now driving baseline. Giving up. That's Kyle Sliwa. He hit the game-winning 3 at Conant on our last broadcast before the Christmas break.
And he's called for the charge here.
Number 4, Kyle Sliwa.
It was a night where Sliwa had 16 points. And in talking to his teammates before the game, as much as that was a surprise for us, him being a sophomore, it's no surprise for them. They expected, they said he's been consistent throughout the year he's a guy they can lean on off the bench.
Yeah, he's a sneaky, quick player and a good outside shooting player as well.
Woodard working on Schafstel. Jason Shue underneath. Strong to the basket. Shot won't fall, but he'll go to the line.
And that's what they're going to need is to go strong and be aggressive and go strong to the basket, not settle for that outside shot.
Shue perfect so far. Schaumburg, very undersized lineup compared to most of their opponents. The tallest man on their team does not exceed 6'2". A little bit of miscommunication there between James Kading and a fellow teammate. There were a couple in the area. Not sure if it was for Schafstel or Sliwa, but it ended up in the hands of a snare drum. So here we go, final minute of the first quarter, and all of a sudden, hey, Schaumburg is on top, 10-9. Woodard, not quite.
And he's got to hit that shot. I mean, when he's wide open like that, cutting to the basket, it doesn't get any better than that.
And a heads-up play by Schafstel, feeling Woodard bearing down on him. He just kind of threw the brakes and had a little fender bender. So the foul called on number 10 in red. Sliwa, Schafstel. Double covered, wide open Kading. And in the passing lanes was Woodard.
And that's another case of being too unselfish and not taking the shot when you should.
Woodard's going to hold for the last shot. Well, check that, he's going to give it up. Rhombus maybe is going to take the last shot. Woodard throwing it up. I don't think that one will count.
At the end of one,
We've played 8.
From 9.
Schaumburg on top, 10-9. And Coach Marty Manning, he has to be pretty happy with the way his ball clubs come out so far in the first quarter, Jael.
Yeah, they've been aggressive going to the basket. I mean, they took a few shots from the outside early and didn't make those shots, but quickly they recovered and became really aggressive going to the basket. And that's where they're going to be able to compete, is being aggressive and going to the basket and not settling for those outside shots like that.
We talked about earlier Schaumburg being a little bit undersized of a team and their big men being, well, I said the highest one was 6'2". There is one guy in there 6'5", but Kenny Travis doesn't get much minutes. Vice versa, you got William Fremd High School here, a 6'7" guy, a 6'4" guy, a 6'5" guy. So a clear size advantage, but they haven't been able to take advantage of it because, well, they like to shoot from the outside.
Yeah, the thing about them is even though they're not really that tall, the Fremd Vikings, they play big. They play big. Even though their tallest player is 6'7", they play big. They play bigger than what they are, even their smaller guards. And they play physical, they are aggressive, and they're fundamentally sound, so they don't make a lot of mistakes either.
And it'd be fair to say that Fremd isn't that big, but in this match, they kind of feel big, so
they're the
maybe
Goliath
a little bit
in this
of an
game.
identity crisis going on.
Yeah.
Garrity inbounds to Woodard, and he's going to work on Schafstel. Kuliko back to Woodard. Eric Rushing throwing up a low percentage shot, won't fall. Rebound Schafstel. Sliwa saved the ball from going out of bounds there. And Rushing with the rebound.
Good rebound. Good box out.
Oh, Shue had Kuliko wide open underneath, but he couldn't find the passing lane. Rushing loses a handle, it'll be Fremd ball. 10-9 still in favor of Schaumburg over the home Fremd Vikings. Briefly into the second quarter. Williams, I can't believe that wasn't a travel.
Yeah, it wasn't called. It looked like he...
Wide open, foot was on the line though, so that's only going to be 2 for Williams.
Yeah, it looked like he lost his balance for a minute there, but quickly recovered and hit the outside shot.
Fremd wants number 23 to get going. Whether they're 2 or 3s, if he can start feeling his stroke, that's how they want to go into half.
Oh, yeah.
There's Woodard. Oh, a nice floater.
That's number 10, Marquise Woodard.
The senior averages 14 points a game. He's on his way to that total.
And when he's aggressive and he's driving to the basket, he opens things up for the other players. So we'd like to see, I'm sure they'd like to see a little more of that.
Williams creating for himself, and Williams will go to the line after nailing that fadeaway.
Fouls on number 15, Jason Shue.
And it looks like Xavier's heating up here.
Number 32, Brendan Parker. And for the Vikings, number 33, Patrick Banka, and number 30, Peyton
The old-fashioned three-point play. Xavier Williams will look to finish it right here. In and out. 13-12, Fremd on top of Schaumburg. Just 2 minutes into the second quarter. Eric O'Brien and Jael Lorenzi from Fremd High School for another Friday night edition of HETV's Game of the Week. Jason Shue from the near corner. Clanks iron. Rebound Kraske, and he really has been a monster on the board so far.
Battling with Garrity under the basket. And Garrity fouls Kraske.
Kraske's going to need a minute. May have gotten poked in the eye. Looks to be favoring his left eye with his jersey.
James Kenny replacing number 44, Ryan Kraske.
Getting pretty physical under the basket there.
Coach Wadlowski pointing him in the direction of the trainer or the Gatorade. Meanwhile, Williams to Kading. Underneath, looked to be an alley-oop try, but no one went up for it.
More of like a lob pass.
Oh, Sliwa got in that direction of the pass very nicely.
Sneaky quick, that guy.
Wrong armed him like a defensive back. Don't let Detroit hear you talking about any wrong arms. After that Cowboys-Lions game, woo. Haven't seen controversy like that in a while. Woodard finding space. Now Shue looking for space. And Quilico. Schaumburg moving nicely.
And Garrity
Woodard wide open. He'll take all 3 of those.
And Garrity, he's just a beast on the glass tonight.
Third lead change of the night. This time Schaumburg is on top 15-13. A little under 5 minutes remaining in the first half.
And they simply took advantage of Kraske not being in the game. Garrity's been battling Kraske all night and definitely took advantage of this opportunity with that offensive rebound where Woodard was able to hit the 3.
Well, that last possession for Schaumburg has kind of told the story. You saw from the near side, driving, kicking it out, to the far side, driving, kicking it out, doing it a couple more times until they found the shot that they wanted.
Yeah. And with that aggressiveness, that's what's going to open things up for them. They're going to be successful doing that, driving in the paint and being able to kick it out or getting the foul or getting a shot in the paint.
Woodard and Jason Shue already with 5 points.
Tightly contested game here, 13-15.
Xavier Williams and Ryan Kraske leading the way for Fremd with 6 apiece. And we don't want to give the broadcasters curse, but this game has moved along at a very nice pace.
Yes, it has. Schaumburg up 15-13 with 4:44 left in the second period here.
Woodard playing great defense on Peyton Kim. Forcing Kim to give it up. Now Williams. Williams draws a lot of bodies, that is for sure. Here comes Kraske, look out.
Goes up strong, but Demetrius Rambos fouls him.
Fouls on number 25, Demetrius Rambos.
And a good foul there if you're Demetrius Rambos, because that was a wide open lane for number 44.
Yeah, you don't want to give up any easy layups or drives to the basket like that if you can help that. So definitely good foul.
A little too strong and to the right on the first free throw for Kraske. Kraske is senior, 6'4", 190-pound forward. Doesn't light it up in the scoring column, but he does light it up in the rebound column.
Yeah, he's a strong rebounding forward.
If he scored better, teammates say he'd probably average a double-double. Fight for the ball. Who's got it? Fremd ball.
Vikings. Checking in for Fremd, number 14,
Vikings will
Zach
maintain
Shopstall.
possession, trailing by 2. Schaumburg on top, 15-13.
And no one has taken complete control of this game yet. But a well-played game so far.
The Schaumburg Saxons have lost 2 games in a row since our broadcast, and they are trying to end that streak here. It appeared to be quite the task against the vaunted Vikings offense. On the score sheet, Vikings come in 10-3, the Saxons 6-7. But JL, that's why they play the game.
Oh yeah, most definitely. I mean, you can't just chalk it up. You have to play these games. You see Schaumburg has come out aggressive and playing well on boards as well.
Midway through the second quarter now. Wide open, 3, count it. Patrick Benka, he has had quite influence in this game. Did not play nearly at all against Conan, but already with 7 points.
And he's feeling it tonight.
And we've had a nice back and forth. That is the 4th lead change.
In for the Vikings, number 10,
16-15 in favor of the Vikings.
Frank Gamke. In for the Saxons, number 10, Marquise Woodard.
Woodard coming back into the ball game. Kraske yet to get in there since his eye injury. Here comes Williams, spinning. And a nice finish by Benka.
33, Patrick Benka.
Benka's rebounding, driving to the basket, hitting from the outside. You name it, he's doing it tonight.
Patrick Benka is the scoring leader thus far for the Vikings. The 6'7" junior forward. 8 points on the evening. 18-15. As Connor Garrity, Demetrius Rambos, and Jason Shu try to cut this lead.
And Brendan Parker loses the ball trying to go behind his back, and Williams steals it.
Trying to lower that left shoulder and create a shot for himself, and unable to do so was Michael Poulter.
And number 44, Latrell Washington.
Lost the handle a little bit. Well, it just struck me a little bit here, JL. That was number 32, Brendan Parker, on the other end, who lost the handle.
Yes.
As Shostel misses a three-pointer short. He had 18 points the first time that we saw them. I don't think he's on the scoreboard yet.
No, he's not. He hasn't. I don't think he's taken a shot yet.
Rambos is on the scoreboard.
Number 25, Demetrius
And add another
Rambos.
3 to that.
And he's become more aggressive this year and he's played really well for Schaumburg. Demetrius Rumbles.
Should have had another three, but it was waved off from a foul away from the ball as he swished the ball through the bucket. Schafstel trying to go high off the glass, and finishing it was his teammate.
Ryan Domke.
(20-18). 90 seconds left in the half. Fremd on top. Schaumburg looking to close the gap. Latrell Washington back to Parker. Parker still can't get it going. And here comes Schafstel and the Fremd Vikings. Oh, what a move. Schafstel. Not quite. Just been a bit short.
He's a gritty
Rebound
player.
Parker, here he comes, spinning.
Great
Oh, what a
move
play
to
by
the
Brendan
basket.
Parker. That's a way to get into the game.
And he can heat up pretty quick offensively.
There's that size.
Brian
For the Fremd
Domke again
Vikings.
inside for the Vikings.
From Michael Butler.
And the Vikings seem to be able to establish that inside presence, that inside game so easily.
Boy, what a silky smooth Sports Center top 10 play that was from Brendan Parker. And right now, Parker holds the rock. Looking for the last shot of the half.
Woodard
Trailing
drives.
by 2, it'll be Woodard. And it'll be a foul. With 0.6 seconds remaining in the half.
Number 10, Michael Butler.
Just did get that foul in there.
Marquise Woodard on the line for the Saxons, shooting 2.
And they're going to need that from Woodard tonight to continue to be aggressive and go to the basket because, like I said, he makes things happen when he does that.
If Woodard hits both of these, they'll go into the half tie. That's not going to happen. But he can cut it to 1.
And for the Vikings,
Schaumburg
number 4,
trailing
Dallas Lua,
the
and
Fremd
number 30,
Vikings.
Peyton Kim.
22-20. Woodard knocks down his 6th point of the evening. Schafstel a little late. And not even close.
Your score at the half, Fremd 22.
A close game,
Schaumburg
22-21 in favor of Fremd over Schaumburg. Eric O'Brien and Jael Lorenzi for HETV's Game of the Week. Jael, when we came in, it was supposed to be a blowout. Not the case. Schaumburg led most of the way. Fremd started to get their rhythm as of late. If you're Coach Bob Wodlowski for those Fremd Vikings, what are you telling your team at half?
I'm telling my team, be aggressive, continue to do what you're doing. They're playing well. It's not anything that they've done wrong. It's just Schaumburg has been really gritty.
Brendan Parker for Schaumburg had 18 points in the first game that we saw them against Conant. He just got on the board with that spectacular play, but how can he have more of an impact in this game?
Well, they want to get the ball to him more often. They want him to be aggressive. It's amazing that they're only down by 1, and he only has 4 points. And he didn't take a shot until late in the second quarter. So it's exciting to see, and it's going to be, they're going to want to get him more involved.
It's a close game, and it's cold outside. It's freezing. -11 wind chill. Why would you go anywhere else? Come back for the second half. 22-21, Fremd on top of Schaumburg. As the Fremd Vikings make their way onto the floor, they lead Schaumburg by 1. The Saxons have been impressive from Schaumburg so far. And at the beginning of the broadcast, my partner and I, Jael Lorenzi and Eric O'Brien here, the name we did not say for Fremd was Patrick Benka. But so far, he leads the scoring on both ends with 8 points. Who is this guy about to inbound to Kim?
Yeah, Benka has been active on the glass and hitting from the outside and really aggressive offensively.
There's Williams. He came out all smiles and feeling good about himself out of halftime. And right away gets his way to the line.
Xavier Williams.
They had to be part of the conversation at halftime to get him going in the second half.
Fremd in white. In and out for Williams. Fremd in white, attacking to the right. Schaumburg in cardinal, and will be attacking to your left. And a free throw violation. It's been a long time since I've seen one of those.
Getting a little anxious here, beginning in the second half rather.
I believe it was called on Benka, so he'll just have to get another bucket to make up for that mistake. Had no problem doing so far. Woodard drove right through the defense, kicked it out to Jason Shue, who was unable once again to knock down that three. He's been short all night, it seems.
Number 33, Patrick Benka.
And Benka gets called for a foul over the back. And it's so surprising that Kyle Sliwa and Zach Schoftel, neither one of them has scored yet. 0 points in the first half.
Shue looked like he got rerouted on his way to the bucket and threw the ball away.
Looked like
Williams
a taekwondo move there.
Yeah, it did a little bit, JL. I mean, I was expecting a whistle. I'm not sure how a body turns like that without help, but hey, maybe Neo from the Matrix taught him. And Shue picks that pass out of Kim's way. Back to the other end, and that is Quilico underneath.
Good pass by Woodard to Quilico. Easy basket.
First points of the second half, and the lead back to Schaumburg, 23-22. Jason Shue is an all-effort guy. There's Kim for three.
3-1 basket by Peyton Kim.
And Fremd takes the lead.
And no one was even guarding him there.
And Kim's feeling it. Slam in the half court. Can't wait to get the ball back into his fingertips. And for that reason, it looks like Schaumburg, oh, they're going to slow down for just a second, and then Garrity wanted to push the pace. Out of bounds, foul called on Xavier Williams for Fremd, so possession will remain with Schaumburg.
And that will work in Schaumburg's favor if they can get Xavier Williams into foul trouble. Get him back on the bench.
Krasky will check out for Fremd into the game as Kyle Sliwa, the sophomore, yet to find his way onto the scoring sheet.
And Parker with the hook shot, looked like Kareem there.
Parker, his second bucket of the night. His first one, that was certainly the highlight of the night. You'll have to catch that one on YouTube. Williams driving with the left.
And Xavier Williams responds with a drive to the basket.
And we're tied. Why not? 25-25, 5:30 and some change into the third quarter.
Foul number 24, Connor Garrity. Good for the Saxons.
Garrity called for the foul there. And now I'm not sure if we are tied. The scoreboard did have 25-25, and now it's 27-24. So in a second, we'll figure it out for you.
And Schaumburg playing tight defense here, really active.
Schaumburg bringing the extra man over to help out all night. Xavier Williams. Rebound, Rhombus underneath Parker. Everyone lost track of number 32 in red, and he took advantage.
Parker's heating up now.
Now 6 points for Parker. Schofstol gets into the scoring margin.
He gets his first points of the night. And he can get going and light it up too.
I'm going to trust the scoreboard and tell you 29-26 in favor of the Vikings.
And Parker's feeling it now.
Talk about heating up. Parker's on fire.
Basket by Brennan Parker.
4 for his last 4. 3 of 3 in this half. And a quick 3 of 3. In less than 4 minutes of work. The lead is at 1 for Fremd. 29-28.
Sliwa in the game for the Vikings.
There's that double team defense Schaumburg's been playing. Kim just did go. Couple of nice shots by number 30 in white.
And we have Kim and Schofstol that's finally they've gotten on the board here in the second half.
And Williams giving his teammate a little pushing. Shoved him in the back, getting him going. Kim was looking for someone to high five and he couldn't find anybody, so Williams came over and gave him a little nudge. Well, I just have no idea what is going on with this home scoreboard. Kim just nailed a 3. It was 29-28. Now the scoreboard shows 31-29 in favor of Schaumburg.
Yeah, they need a new scoreboard operator.
I'm fairly
or something.
certain that Fremd has 32 at least. And I think the officiating's trying to figure that one out over by the scorers table too. And 3:37 remaining in the third period. Still trying to hash this one out. I'm glad I'm not the only one confused.
I'm glad I'm not the scoreboard operator.
Okay, so here we go. We're going to have a real estimate. And yeah, 32-29. I was right. 32-29. Fremd Vikings on top of the Schaumburg Saxons. Of course, Coach Marty Manning for Schaumburg is saying, well, where the heck did my points go? And now the crowd's getting involved. Everyone just shout a number. That's got to be somewhat accurate, right?
Somewhere in there.
Take a ticket. Here we go. Get the Powerball going. We'll let you know what the score is.
Yeah, the point's been hard to come by here in this game. You definitely don't want to get shafted for any points.
All right, here we go. Woodard. And now to Quilico. Rhombus, 3. Oh, way off. You knew as soon as it came out of his hand that thing wasn't falling. Rebound, Williams. I think if you're Schaumburg, you need to draw some things up for Brennan Parker. He is feeling it. And we're going to have a foul. It's going to go against Rhombus.
Foul is on number 25.
He was defending Kyle Sliwa.
Pick for the Saxons, number 15, Jason Shue. Replacing number 12.
Jason Shue will check in for Charlie Quilico. Woo! Hey, low!
Xavier Williams for the Vikings.
Xavier Williams.
And he has 10 points now here in the second half.
Are you kidding me?
Aggressive move to the basket by Williams.
Oh, yeah, that's too many steps. Brandon Parker, travel. Tried to find a teammate to pass it to, didn't like what he saw, and was unable to maintain his balance. A couple of highlight plays tonight. That one by Williams, and not to be outdone by Brandon Parker, and that will be off of Williams. Schaumburg ball.
Number 42, Aaron Klein.
And now the game's starting to get a little sloppy where we're starting to see some turnovers.
This is where Schaumburg has to keep it tight. Get the ball into the hands of number 32. There you go.
Yeah, they can't afford to turn the ball over. And to protect the ball here, maximize their opportunities.
Schaumburg working the outside patiently until something opens up. Rushing. Eric Rushing.
Eric Rushing for the Saxons.
And the lead is 2. 34-32, Fremd on top of Schaumburg.
And Brendan Parker drawing a double team. He steals the ball from Williams.
Parker strips Williams, and here comes Schaumburg. Chance to tie, 3 for the lead.
And
Schaumburg has the lead.
Rombo's feeling it here in the second half.
Timeout Viking.
And Schaumburg will just not go away.
Michael Pollard, number 14, Zach Schaffstal.
Demetrius Rhombus.
And number 44, Ryan Kraske.
A couple of big three-pointers. And it's a 35-34 advantage for Schaumburg. About the 8th or 9th lead change we've had. Just under 2 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
Very exciting, well-played game. Schaumburg came to play tonight, and they came to win. And they're showing that with their tenacity and aggressiveness offensively.
So now if you're Schaumburg, you have 2 guys with the hot hand. You can get it to number 25, Demetrius Rhombus, or you can get it to number 32, Brendan Parker. Both slow starters in the first half have caught fire this half.
You also have Charlie Quillico that can score as well.
And now back into the ball game. There's the big guy, Ryan Kraske for Fremd. He had some eye trouble after getting poked in the left eye in the first half. His playing time has been scarce since, and he has not had the impact that he did early on.
Yeah, he was poked in the eye by Garrity earlier in the first quarter when they were battling for a rebound, and it seemed to affect him even when he was shooting his the foul shots. He missed his free throws, and it seemed like his eyes were bothering him.
The foul called on Brendan Parker there. Schofstel to inbound to Sliwa. I don't think Sliwa's found his way onto the board. He can shoot the rock from the outside. Oh, strong move. And a strong rebound for Ryan Kraske, and a strong finish for Ryan Kraske.
Ryan Kraske asserting himself offensively here.
And so there's that force we were talking about that Fremd was missing.
24, Connor Garrity. Ryan Kraske shooting 1 for the Vikings.
And he's 6'4", 180, but he's a wiry, strong guy.
Appealing to my Irish heritage, are you, JL? He's whitey. The old-fashioned three-point play complete. Ryan Kraske, and a jolt that the Fremd Vikings needed. Oh, that's too easy.
Good pass by Garrity to Rombo's, cutting to the basket, and Rombo's easy layup.
Sliwa trying to answer on the other side, and does.
And he's sneaky quick, Sliwa.
And he's really slim, so he can fit into some cracks that you wouldn't think were openings.
And he's got good body control. He was able to
wide
get
open Rhombus, and he airballs.
He misses everything.
A guy that hot, you would not expect an airball out of him, wide open like that. The final 30 seconds.
And Sliwa taking control
third.
here, directing traffic. Trying to assert himself offensively.
15 seconds away from the fourth quarter. Schofstel will hold for the last shot. There it is. There it goes.
3-point basket. Number 14, Zach Schaffstal.
Oh, one more shot got in there, but a 42-37 lead going into the fourth quarter for the Fremd Vikings on top of the Schaumburg Saxons. Big, big shot by Zach Schaffstel.
And the Vikings seem to be taking control of this game now. Schaffstel getting involved here, and Sliwa as well.
Schafstol didn't have any points in the first half, but it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. He got a nice bucket early on in that third quarter, and then maybe the biggest shot of the ball game thus far to take a commanding lead. All things considered, this is a commanding lead. 5 points? You kidding me? 8 minutes to play. This is going to have an exciting finish, no doubt about it.
Oh yeah, looking forward to this last quarter here. Because Schaumburg is still, they're playing well and they're only down by 5. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens in this fourth quarter.
So we got a full cast tonight on HGTV. Obviously, you know, myself and my partner, Eric O'Brien and Jael Lorenzi. Our producer, Bruce Anderson, and 2 camera people tonight. We got Rick and Alexa. We appreciate all of their hard work. Your efforts do not go unnoticed.
Most definitely. Quilico brings it up.
Quilico out to Rhombus. Oh, cutting the lane was Connor Garrity. Too easy.
And Rhombus returns the favor to Garrity, cutting to the basket as he scores an easy 2.
And Garrity with nice hands got around, but is called for the foul. You can't believe it.
Foul number 24, Connor Garrity. In for the Vikings, number 30.
And he's going to have a little disagreement with the ref as he walks by him to get a breather.
Garrity's been aggressive all game, and he's played really well tonight. It might not show up on the stat sheet, but just his hustle and passing.
I'm probably siding with Garrity. Losing the handle and coming up, Quilico. For Schaumburg, attacking to the left in red. Kim got in the passing lane, deflected it to Ryan Kraske.
Well, Quilico waited too long to make that pass to Rhombus. Rhombus was wide open, cutting to the basket.
I think Fremd's seen enough of red shirts running up the middle of the key. Streaking to the basket, Kraske.
Oh, and blows a wide open layup. Yeah.
Maybe one too many dribbles. And Woodard loses the handle. Here comes Schafstol. Ran into Williams, his teammate. Kicks it out to a wide open Peyton. Boy, wide open threes just have not fallen for either team tonight. Woodard tried the floater, rebound Williams. Minute and a half into the third quarter. A 42-39 advantage for Fremd over Schaumburg. There's one of the unlikely stories of the game. Patrick Benka, number 33, the lengthy white jersey. Coming a little bit untucked.
And Williams turns it over off the foot of Parker.
Three ball rushing. Tie game.
He hasn't taken many shots, but the shots he has taken, he's hitting a high percentage because he's making those shots tonight.
Doesn't have the body that you'd think a three-point shooter would. That was very nicely done by Patrick Benka. Expected a whistle for the contact. Still saying, hey, my elbow got contacted. But nonetheless, nice touch, nice hook shot. Here comes Quilico, slicing the lane and denied.
It looked like he was fouled, but no call.
Rebound Williams. Williams losing it off his foot, out of bounds. Possession Schaumburg.
In for the Saxons, number 15, Jason Shute, and number 24, Connor Garrity.
Sometimes Williams can just get a little bit ahead of himself. That's part of the reason he was benched for almost an entire half the last time that we saw this team against Conan.
Yeah, he got into early foul trouble and they had to sit him down. You have to be smart. You want to be aggressive, but you have to play smart.
Both teams might be going a little bit too fast at the moment. Parker, that looked good. What do we have here? Offensive foul. Offensive foul is the call. Wave off the bucket from Quilico.
12, Charlie Quilico.
The foul's on Quilico, and Kraske gladly takes the charge.
So with a 2-point advantage and nearing the halfway mark in the fourth quarter, Fremd will look to add to it. Kraske trying to impose his will underneath. Took on a little bit more than he could chew. 3 defenders.
They converged on him quickly.
Foul is on number 33, Patrick Benka.
And so there are the 2 guys for Schaumburg who need to slow the tempo down. Fremd's a little bit out of whack right now. This is a good time for Schaumburg to run a play or 2, and now we have a whistle away from the ball.
Foul number 14, Zach Schostel.
Schostel is going to get called for holding.
And Schaumburg might want to go back to that 2-man game, that pick and roll they were so effectively using earlier in the first half. They've gotten away from that.
Jason Shu, reverse lay-in.
Was that a move or what? Displaying the athletic ability and the body control on that reverse layup.
Travel called. It'll go to Schaumburg. A tie ball game with a little less than 4 minutes now. 44 all.
And this is anybody's game at this point.
Xavier Williams, I beg your pardon, has checked back into the ball game.
And Schoftel will go to the bench.
I'd be surprised to see Williams check back out moving forward. Oh, man. Pass hit him in the chest. Looked to be Quilico, couldn't handle it.
Number 4, Kyle Sliwa.
And Sliwa is going to be called for the foul.
Well, he made a good hustle play until he grabbed the Schaumburg player, trying to get the steal.
Parker. Oh, they're creating their own space now, aren't they?
Parker with a sweet spin move on the baseline for an easy layup.
Reminiscent of what Jason Shu just did, except Shu went reverse.
He almost looks like a running back in football in the open field with that spin move. Very effective.
Two-point advantage for Schaumburg, up 46-44. And feeling it. And Bob Wodlowski can feel them feeling it, so he's going to call a timeout and draw something up here.
Good timeout.
Haven't seen too many timeouts tonight, JL.
Not tonight. It's been a good, fast-paced game, well-played game, good, fundamentally sound game. You haven't seen a lot of turnovers, but tightly contested ball game.
All right, take me into Wodlowski's little powwow here. What are you drawing up? Who is it for, and how are you executing it?
I think I want to get Schoftel more involved in the game, or Kraske, because Kraske's been very aggressive, but as of late, you can use him because they've been converging on him every time he gets the ball, double and triple teaming him. So you might want to use him to draw the attention and then just kick it back out to Schoftel or Sliwa.
And Schaumburg, I think it's a no-brainer. Just give it to Parker and let him do things.
Just let him spin. Just let him spin. Give him the ball and get out the way. Just let him.
Are you kidding me? He could score in a hurry.
The move that he made on the baseline, I mean, it was a decisive move. As soon as he got the ball, he knew what he wanted. And he just spinned on the baseline and drove straight to the basket. And how are you going to defend that?
Nervous times at William Fremd High School. 3:06 left to play, and their Vikings trail 46-44. Kraske will inbound to Williams. Williams working on Parker. A couple of studs tonight. A little shimmy by Williams. Gave it up. I thought he had some space. Now Sliwa looking for space. Two defenders out by him. And they'll have to regroup now.
And the Vikings have the advantage with Williams, Kraske, and Benka in the game as far as height advantage.
Peyton Kim was controlling it until he dribbled off his foot. Now back to Kim, to Williams. To Kraske. He's probably not going to take a three from out there. Well, how much can you say about this Schaumburg defense? They have really clamped down when it's mattered most. And they continue to do so. Any points have been hard-earned for the Vikings.
Schaumburg has clamped down defensively.
Here's Benka, denied by Quilico. Are you kidding me?
Quilico with the block on Benka. Great defensive play.
6'7" forward gets denied by the 6-foot guard.
And he's a pesky little guard.
And a timeout for a very pleased Coach Marty Manning.
Great aggressive play by Quilico.
Number 14, Zach Schofstall.
I just am still speechless from that. A 6-foot guard absolutely in the kitchen of Patrick Benka, 6'7".
He said, we will have none of that. Denied.
Whew.
You love to see when a small, gritty player plays the way he played that.
Possession arrow is in favor of Fremd. 1:45 remaining in this ball game.
Quilico, good anticipation inside, on that defensive play.
The 6 and 7 Schaumburg Saxons are looking to end a 2-game losing streak against the 10 and 3 favorite in the Mid-Suburban League West, the Fremd Vikings. And Schaumburg has a 2-point advantage.
Benka 10 points for the Vikings, and Brendan Parker with 10 points for the Saxons.
Schaumburg with possession as well, so they can run some clock here. They called a timeout to draw up a play. Let's see what they have cooking. Woodard right up the middle. Parker with it right now. Keep an eye on him. That's Woodard. And finally, a wide open three is nailed. And now a 5-point advantage for Schaumburg, 49-44.
Good timeout by the Vikings.
Just got a little bit more.
I guess they were so worried about Brendan Parker going to the basket and defending him that they left Woodard wide open. No perimeter defense because he was wide open all by himself.
There have been plenty, and I mean plenty, of wide open threes in this game. And it seems like nobody has come through. But the senior comes through in a huge way for the Saxons. A picture-perfect swish on that one. Squaring up directly in front of the key.
And it almost seems like that was the strategy. Like they set him up for that one. Made them think they were going to go to Parker and go inside, and they were so worried about playing Parker and defending him that they left Woodard wide open from the outside.
Woodard now with 9 points on the evening.
Oh.
And a mental
And Benka
mistake.
with the pass to Kraske, and Kraske, it bounces off his shoulder and goes out of bounds. He couldn't get the handle on it, and he won't even shake Benka's hand.
Absolute
out of frustration.
Mental lapse and a disaster for Ryan Kraske. Looked for the basket before he hauled in the pass. Pivotal moment in the game. Schaumburg up 5, looking to add to it.
And it appears a foul on Schofstall on Garrity.
Number 14, Zach Schofstall. In for the Vikings, number 4, Kyle Sliwa.
And now Fremd will go to the smaller lineup, probably the lineup that can nail it from the outside right now.
And also press, because they're going to need the ball back here. Down by 5, 44-49.
Deep pass and a mistake. Kim being fouled, wave off the shot. And that has to just turn Coach Marty Manning's stomach.
For the Vikings, number 30.
Throwing up a lob down the court when you're up by 5.
And all they have to do is hold the ball. That's all they had to do, and that's all they have to do is hold the ball, continue to move the ball.
Kim with a chance to make it a 1-possession game.
Yeah, Schaumburg playing like they're down by 5. What a desperation.
And so a game that hadn't seen many timeouts is going to be a timeout parade now.
And Schaumburg up by 4, 49-45 with 1 minute and 5 seconds left in the 4th period here.
Well, what did I tell you when we walked into this game, Jael? I said it doesn't look to be much of a matchup at all. Lo and behold, Schaumburg is winning with 70 seconds left in the game.
And that's why they play the games. I mean, it's all about matchups. It's all about strategy. It's all about intensity. And so many things can happen in a game of 4 quarters. And we see it here with the Saxons playing a superb game and potentially able to come out of here with a win. That would be big.
65 seconds left, rather. And huge free throw here for Kim. Well, they needed that.
For the Vikings, number 44, Ryan Kraske.
It's a 1-possession game.
3-point game here, 49-46. Saxons up over the Vikings.
Quilico coming up the court.
They're having
Full
trouble.
court press, loses the handle. Here's Schostel. Sliwa wide open. Tie game.
With a 3.
A tie game.
Is he clutch or what?
And selling out. At the other end was Sliwa right after the shot. Nearly got another steal. How about the sophomore?
And Palter with the foul on Demetrius Rambos, and Rambos will go to the line.
Shooting 1-1 for the Saxons.
What a clutch 3 by Sliwa.
And for the Vikings, number 23, Xavier Williams. And number 30.
And that was his only his second score of the game. He has 5 points, but that was a clutch 3-point shot.
Schaumburg takes the lead.
And Rambos hits the second one.
And for the Saxons, number 24, Connor Garrity.
We're getting so excited we're losing our microphones up here.
Oh, yeah. 43.6 seconds left in the game. The Saxons up 51-49 on the Vikings. And Schostel, so Williams back to Schostel.
Schostel going at 100 miles an hour. Fremd has a little bit extra life from that game-tying 3 off the hand of Sliwa. And Williams working on 2 Schaumburg defenders, draws the foul. He'll go to the line, and he will shoot 2, down 2.
Good aggressive move by Williams, going to the basket and drawing the foul there in the paint.
And in for the Vikings.
He will not go to the line. That was an offensive foul. Boy, we had the wrong signals.
Oh, yeah.
Beg your pardon at home. Offensive foul called on Williams. Possession, Schaumburg. Schaumburg up 51-49. Less than 20 minutes remaining. All they have to do is hold on.
And Quilico is fouled immediately
Fouls on number 30, Kim.
by Kim.
Checking in for the Saxons, number 24.
There's so much of a cluster over there that it appeared it would have to be a defensive foul. I am in shock and awe.
I'm surprised it was a charge as well. Yeah. Quilico misses the first.
And
Shasta with the rebound.
Trailing by 2.
And this is
approach
big.
The final 10 seconds. There's Williams. Benka with the rebound, loses the handle. Kim.
Oh, and he hits the 3. Oh, what a dagger.
Kim.
Oh.
Peyton Kim may have just won this ball game. 1 second is what the ref is saying. 1 second
Can you believe that? Can you believe that? The Vikings down 49-51. And just that entire series with Williams going to the basket, it appears he was fouled. It goes off the glass. He misses. Benka rebounds and it loses the handle on it. It's kicked back out to Kim, who hits the 3. And that was clutch. They're up 52-51 with 1.0 seconds left on the clock. The Vikings up 52-51. This great, tightly contested matchup.
It'll be 1 full second remaining in this game. Any basket for Schaumburg will win it. Anything else, and Fremd will have stolen this game.
It's going to be interesting to see what play they draw up to try to even get a shot off in 1 second. But clutch play by Kim, outstanding.
Peyton Kim's shot could not have gone higher. It seemed like it was never going to come down. Throwing up the prayer, and it was answered.
I think if you look up rainbow in the dictionary, you'll see a picture of Kim and his shot, that 3-point shot he just made.
It'll be Quilico.
From half court, no good.
Short. Vikings win.
Your final score, Fremd 52, Schaumburg 51.
Vikings win, Vikings win. All the drama you could ask for on a Friday night. Peyton Kim from way downtown on a prayer wins this ball game for his club. 52-51 the final score. And wow, we have to take a second to regroup.
Unbelievable here.
Well, this game featured everything. A mismatch on paper. It appeared Schaumburg was going to slink away with this victory. A big play from the second half from number 32, Brendan Parker. Fremd really appeared out of it. 5 minutes remaining, maybe, if that. Down by 5 in the fourth quarter. I think even 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Still down by 5. And then an errant inbound from Schaumburg gave him life. And Kyle Sliwa especially gave him life with that game-tying 3.
You know, the difference in the game is you have the Vikings that they're experienced, they're fundamentally sound, they play well together, and they never give up, and they seem to make those clutch plays when they need them, and that's what happened tonight.
And if you want to talk about big play, Peyton Kim. Rewind that and watch it over and over and over. Tweet it, SC Top 10, wherever you can send it. Are you kidding me with that shot, JL?
It doesn't get any better than that. I mean, that whole sequence with Xavier Williams going to the basket and he was denied. It appeared that he was fouled, but they didn't call it. And Benka tried to get the rebound, and it was a loose ball kicked out back to Kim, who hit that 3-point shot clutch with a second left on the clock.
Schaumburg felt good. It appeared the 6 and 7 Saxons were going to go to 500 on the season and end their 2-game losing streak. Instead, make that a 3-game losing streak, and good teams find a way to get it done. That's what the Fremd Vikings did tonight. Now 11-3 on the season, 3-1 in the conference.
Outstanding. They should be feeling good about this win, most definitely.
Can't wait till next week. Final score from Fremd High School and HETV's coverage of the game of the week. 52-51, Fremd over Schaumburg. We'll see you next Friday.